Now we come to Radio 4's Weekending, a satirical look at the week's news.
I say. Hello. Good evening. Good evening. Hang on. Just a minute,
sir. Aren't you a top BBC executive?
Yes, that's right.
Yes, I thought I saw you in the bar.
Yes. Now, look here, I heard you mention start the week.
No, weekending, sir.
Yes, that's it, chap. Well, it reminded me. The old brain snapped into action, you know. And I thought to myself, there's a very important question I want to ask him about.
Weekending?
Yes. What is it?
Look, excuse him, Roy. In his job, he tends to lose touch with what's on the air.
What is he?
Head of Programme Planning.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Roy. Thank you very much. Look, we've got to get on with it. I mean, come along now.
Yes. Now, look, just a minute. Look at what the hell is Weekending, anyway?
Well, it's a satirical programme about the news in which the BBC proves how daring it is by making incisive comments about public figures.
Which they then cut out before it's broadcast. And now, here is the news for the next 60 years. 1984. After Mrs. Thatcher wins the general election, George Orwell's book is reissued as the Tory Party manifesto.
1990. The National Executive of the Militant Tendency vote to expel the Labour Party.
1996. Lord Lucan is found hiding in the BBC. Scotland Yard say he apparently managed to avoid discovery for 20 years by presenting an open university programme.
2000. The BBC appoint Terry Wogan as the new Director General in a last desperate bid to get him off the air.
2005. The Post Office resume mail collections on Sunday, but cancel them for the rest of the week.
2010, British Leyland finally goes bankrupt after their latest sales gimmick offers insurance against breakdowns.
2014, a spokesman for West Yorkshire Police discounts rumours being spread that Leeds United fans now have nuclear capability.
2019. Holidaymakers returning from the first package trips to the moon complain of half-finished hotels and a 20-minute walk to the beach. And that is the end of the next 60 years' news. There you go.
Weekending, in which you heard the voices of David Jason, David Tate, Bill Wallace and Sheila Steeple. And the script was written by Bob Sinfield and James Hendry, with news lines from Peter Hickey.
What's going on here? Another lefty BBC junket on the licence money. And who was that singing? Nobody sings while I'm around.
Actually, Prime Minister, it was Lorna Dallas.
That's another thing. The BBC seems to show nothing but those soap operas these days.
Good evening, Mrs. Thatcher.
Don't interrupt, Day. We're supposed to be here to take a look at the next 21 years' news with the Weekending team, so get on with it.
And now, here is the news for the next 21 years. 1990. The Department of the Environment announces that Robert Maxwell is being designated as a listed building.
1991. Aviation officials say that the new computer at Gatwick should soon cut flight delays down to a matter of weeks.
1992, the Home Office announced a new amnesty, and police say there will be no prosecutions against people who voluntarily surrender copies of Sunday Sport.
1993, a group of Leeds supporters are freed by the Animal Liberation Front.
1994, the man who scooped a Pools jackpot of £10 million says he will use the money as a deposit on a studio flat in Skegness.
1995, as the first train runs through the Channel Tunnel, British Rail apologised for its late arrival and say this was due to leaves on the line.
1998, newspaper reports continue to speculate over Prince Charles's controversial relationship with the Forest of Dean.
1999, Dr. David Owen resigns as Home Secretary and says he can no longer stay in the same political party as Lord Such.
2000, 4 more teenage girls are sent to the Tower after refusing a date with Prince William.
2001, Pope Terry II flies off on a visit to third world countries, which means he won't be home in time for the birth of his third child.
2002, the last NHS hospital in Britain is closed down by the new Health Minister, Dr. Ronnie Cray.
2003, Tony Benn announces that he will stand again for the leadership of the Labour Party against the current leader, Sir Bernie Grant.
2006, BBC Director General Sir Keith Chegwin is readmitted to hospital for a second charisma bypass operation.
2007, after the civil list is cut again, the Queen sells off Buckingham Palace as a timeshare.
2008, following visits to 3 of his favourite restaurants in the same day, Baron Cyril Smith self-destructs in 6 seconds.
2009. And finally, the Act of Congress enabling the United States to become part of the United Kingdom is signed by me.
And that is the end of the news for the next 21 years.